morning, North Posey. Welcome back to NPTV. I'm Katie Oakley.
And I'm Cage Christie. At this time, would everyone please stand for a moment of silence? Now please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the Fall Sports Special. Today we will have interviews, conversations, and games with athletes representing each fall sport at North Posey.
Let's send it over to Reagan Kester and get started.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Who is the best ping pong player on the team?
I'm gonna go with Max on that one.
It's Max.
That's awesome.
He's better at ping pong than he is tennis.
True story.
Bet so. Who is the toughest opponent you guys have faced?
Jorge.
Modern day, yeah.
Which team member is likely to break their racket?
Peyton Seymour.
Yeah, Peyton Seymour.
He takes it from his dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just breaking out his aggression right there. There we go.
It's pretty good. Who is the best hype man on the team?
I'd say probably Luke. Luke or Troy holds.
Yeah,
mine.
Troy. Yeah.
Luke or Troy.
Troy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Get that motivational speeches going.
Oh yeah.
Who has the most entertaining matches to watch?
Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan Buchanan.
Evan Buchanan.
JV.
He's something.
Yeah.
Absolute unit.
What are you guys going to miss most about tennis?
Practices.
Yeah,
They're
practices are
fun.
fun.
Split games all the time.
Yeah.
Congrats on a great season this year, and a special congratulations to Max on winning individual sectionals. Good luck to Max as he competes in regionals at Bedford next Saturday.
Congratulations to Max for winning individual sectionals.
Also, congrats to the team as a whole for a great record this season.
Now let's take a look at cross country with Maggie.
The North Posey cross country team has had an outstanding season. The girls and boys team placed first at South Spencer Invitational, and the girls team won the Mater Dei Invitational. Gavin Mueller placed first overall at the Mater Dei and South Spencer Invitational. He also made the first team all-conference along with Olivia Eshe and Ellie Jo Johnson. Evan Tooley was second team all-conference. Today, we have seniors Gavin Wheeler and Abby Reiteicher to answer some of our burning questions about cross country. So for starters, there are a lot of us who don't really know much about cross country. How long is the course, and are they all the same length or different?
All the courses are the same length. It is all 5K, which is 3.1 miles.
So what is the farthest distance you have ever ran?
I mean, all the races are the same length, but at practice, the most we've ran is like 6 miles.
Oh.
We do like an hour run once a week, so I think the most we got was like an eight and a half, I think.
That is intense.
That was just you. That was not me.
So how many miles do you think you ran this summer?
I did the math. I don't remember where it's at. I got it written down somewhere. I want to say like probably 30-something, not real many for
That is
running over the
awesome.
summer.
So I have some team questions. Who gets the most excited before a meet?
Honestly, for the girls' team, I'd probably say McKenna. McKenna is very energetic and jumping around all the time.
Who is the most likely to fall into a hole on the course?
If there's a hole, we'll find it. Don't worry.
So who is the most entertaining to watch on the team?
I don't know, probably Cade. Cade's pretty entertaining. You never know what to expect out of him.
And for our final question, do you listen to any music while you run? If so, what's your favorite pump-up song?
I mean, we usually get to listen to music if we have like long run days or like a timed run. But anything that's not like really slow, any fast song, because if you're listening to a slow song while you're running, it just makes it so much worse.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Congrats on your great season so far, and both the boys and girls team compete at sectionals tomorrow morning at Angel Mounds. We wish you all the best of luck. Next, here's Dharma with this year's volleyball team.
The Lady Vikings volleyball team has had a great season so far with a record of 21-6. They finished their last regular season game on Thursday in a devastating loss against Jasper in 5 sets. And tomorrow they will compete at the Heritage Hills tournament before heading straight into sectionals next week. They had their sectional draw this past Sunday and are set to play Perry Central in the first round of sectionals on Thursday at Perry Central. Stakes are even higher this year as the team sets out to defend their sectional and regional title from last season. In an interview with head coach Natalie McCauley, she spoke very highly of the team's accomplishments so far. She noted that the team's biggest asset was the drive and ambition to win. From big blocks and attacks in the front row to aces on the service line, Coach McCauley believes this team has the potential to take the state championship title this year. Coach McCauley also noted that some of her proudest coaching moments are watching the JV applying the skills they learned in practice into games. Their hard work is going to be a strong asset for preparing the varsity for postseason play. And lastly, when asked about some of her favorite memories from this season, she couldn't decide between coaching the 3 big wins against North, Memorial, and Mount Vernon, or getting to hear about all the love drama on the bus ride to Princeton. Coach McCauley has had another great season coaching this team, and with only a few games left, we've brought in seniors Erin Hain, Livy Meyer, and Brooklyn Getty to give us a recap of their last season. Welcome to the show, guys. So, it's apparent that you guys have been dominating on the court. So what would you say has been the key to winning a game?
Communication. And energy.
Energy.
Definitely.
What has been your biggest game of the season so far?
Beating Memorial.
Definitely,
yeah.
Taking them to
That
5
was a good
sets,
game,
I know,
yeah.
was a lot of energy in that gym.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your favorite memory from the season so far?
Well, I definitely say last season's was the regional hotel, so hopefully we can get there again.
Yeah.
Make some more memories.
Absolutely. And I know we have some big personalities on the team as well, so if you had to describe the team in one word, what would it be?
Dedicated. Yep.
Absolutely. I know you guys have been putting in lots of work on and off the court. Also, if you had to describe Coach McCauley in one word, what would it be?
Perfect.
Alrighty then. I'm sure she appreciates that. Well, I definitely hope you guys bring that energy into sectionals next week. Can you give us a little bit of insight about what the practices are going to look like leading up to the sectional game?
Definitely working on serve receive, because without a good serve receive pass, you can't start anything. So definitely working on that.
And mixing up our shots too.
And then just like learning and applying what we've learned throughout the games next week.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on the show today, ladies. Be sure to show up and show out next Thursday at Perry Central for the kickoff game of sectionals at 5:30. The community support this season has been outstanding so far, so let's keep it up, Viking Nation. From all of us here at NPTV, we hope to see the Lady Vikings with a state championship title this year.
Awesome job to cross country and putting in the work this year.
We would also like to congratulate volleyball on such a good season.
We want to wish you good luck in sectionals and glad to see you all have some fun. Remember to show up Thursday for the first sectional game at Perry Central.
Now let's send it over to Tad for an overview of girls golf.
Today I am here with Ava Biggs and Allison Werkmeister from the golf team to take a look at the girls' golf season. This team is coached by Miss Daly. What's your most memorable match?
I'd say my most memorable match would be our first rounds of PACs. We were scheduled for 18 holes, but it actually started raining on us, so all the girls were crammed into a shelter house, and we sat there for about an hour until they ended up canceling it.
I would say the same, because we had a lot of bonding experience, and that was really good for us. Yeah, so.
Who's most likely to talk during your backswing?
Tori Abernathy.
She's done it multiple times, so it's not like a question, because it's a fact.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to throw a golf club in anger?
Kinsey Mills.
She's gotten very close multiple times this season.
She always tries to make a hole-in-one, but can never get there.
Yeah.
Who is the team's longest driver?
Allison. For sure.
All right, well, who is most likely to make a hole-in-one and trip on the way there?
Now this one would definitely be Ava. I think that she would be way too excited that she got a hole-in-one. She'd start sprinting and then trip. That's what you'd do.
Oh, this is an important one. Is Miss Daly a good bus driver?
She is a very good bus driver. Yeah, she is very good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Finally, why should students consider joining the golf team?
I think students should consider joining the golf team because it's just a way to challenge yourself. It's always good to try something new, and we desperately need girls on the golf team for next year.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We will now move on to Olivia in the Sports Corner, who will be interviewing the girls' soccer team.
Today we have some seniors from the girls soccer team with us to tell us more about their season. Please welcome Shayna Farrar, Grace Coleman, and Mason Ashby to the studio, along with our own anchor, Regan Kester. We have some questions for you today. What would you say was the funniest moment this season?
I would definitely say, unlike the golf team, our coach is not a very good bus driver, so he actually backed into like grass and backfired the bus, so that was really funny. Definitely a highlight.
I say one of the funniest moments is when I farted in Reagan's face.
Shayna, at the Forest Park sectional game, the student section was yelling at her, called her Amish, and she said, "Let me just go get my horse and buggy."
Yeah.
Sounds quite entertaining. If Mr. Nance was a flavor of ice cream, then what flavor do you think he would be?
Well,
buttered pecan.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that too. What was the toughest school to play against?
Probably Heritage Hills.
Yeah, they're always really good, and I don't know if our soccer team has ever beat them in the history of North Posey soccer, so definitely a tough one.
Sounds like a good challenge. How long have you played soccer with each other?
Ever since 6th grade.
Yeah. Junior high.
Who is the most likely to fight someone on the field?
Definitely Laura Common. You'd think she's like the sweetest person ever, but she get on the field and she's probably the meanest person on there.
She can throw some elbows, that's for sure.
Oh goodness. Well, thank you for your time. Now sending it over to Regan with boys soccer.
This year's boys soccer team didn't see as many wins as they would have liked, but they still fought hard. Mrs. Brochure stated that it was a very tough season, but the team never gave up, no matter how tough it got. She said that senior captains Logan Herkey and Troy Druggy showed an outstanding commitment to the team and that they will be greatly missed. On Tuesday night, the boys soccer team played their first sectional game. They lost in a hard-fought game against Wood Memorial. Today, I have senior team captains Logan Herkey and Troy Druggy here with me to answer a few questions about their season. Thank you both for sitting down with me. To start off, I want to ask, who has the best jokes on the team?
Oh, it's definitely Zach.
I'd have to agree with that. Zach, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
What was the funniest moment you have from this season?
Not that long ago, we had one of our kids came to practice and he forgot his shorts and he was in jeans, so he rolled them all the way up and made them into like jorts and then had his cleats on. It was hilarious.
What made you want to play soccer?
It was my younger brother. He started playing before me and he just made me want to play.
Troy?
I don't know, I've played since I was real little, and my mom and sister played, so I kind of just followed in the path.
What's your favorite memory you have of playing soccer?
When we won sectionals freshman year.
Probably our freshman year victory on sectionals.
Who was the toughest team you faced this year?
Forest Park, hands down.
Forest Park.
They're the best team in our section, and they're very hard to face.
Do either of you plan to continue playing soccer after high school?
No. I'd love to, but I don't know about that yet.
Well, thank you both for joining me today. I wish you the best of luck after high school. Now sending it over to Braylon for a look at football.
So far this season, the football team has had a good year with bumps and bruises along the way, standing at 5-2 and third in the conference. They've had some epic highlights this year, like Jake Galvin's kick return all the way to the house against Princeton, Darius Vincent's 80-yard touchdown run against South Spencer, Liam's 75-yard touchdown run against Forest Park, and the goal line stand for the win in double overtime against Heritage Hills. And also, can't forget about the epic injury for Jace Gower. That was epic. The team plays at home tonight against county rival Mount Vernon, and next week at home against Pike Central for senior night. We have Reese Terhune, Jay Galvin, and Jace Gower in the studio today to answer a few questions about their season. So who is the best at getting everyone hyped before a game?
I'd probably have to say Liam. He always gives the best speeches right before the game. It just gets everyone pumping.
Sounds like him. What's the best thing to do after a big win?
Listen to Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy in the locker room goes hard.
Who is the hardest player to tackle on the team?
Me? Probably Jed Galvin. He's too quick. He's shaking.
Who is the most likely to trip on his own feet during the game?
I'm gonna have to say Colton Gardner. He's kind of clumsy.
Who is the most likely player to get ejected from a game?
Zach. Zach 100%.
I agree.
Who is the funniest player on the team?
Caleb Egan.
Who has the best cleat game?
Gammon. Tristan Gammon.
And finally, what was the best moment from the season?
When we beat Heritage Hills in double overtime. That was probably the best. Everyone was hyped about that.
Did you even play in that game?
Alright. Be like that.
Very interesting. Don't forget to come out to Joe Jingleball Field tonight as they play against the Mount Vernon Wildcats. Now we'll send back to sports analysts Cage and Katie.
Alright, now it's time for the final game. We have two teams here that have been randomly selected with one person from each sport.
One person from each team will come forward and Katie will ask the question. The first person to raise their hand and answer correctly scores 5 points for their team. If you get it wrong, it's -1 point. If no one guesses it, we will ask both teams to get it right.
Alright, from the first team we have Max up first and then Grace here. You guys can take a seat. If you know the answer, raise your hand. Alright, you guys ready? Does a merry-go-round turn clockwise or counterclockwise? Yes, Grace?
Clockwise.
Nope, counterclockwise. Alright, next up is Shayna and Troy. Whose face is on the dime?
Round 5 is the dumbest person ever, so.
Time's out.
Alright, it was Franklin D. Roosevelt. Next up is Abby and Gavin. What is the largest ocean on Earth? Yep, Gavin.
Pacific.
You're right. Yeah. Next up is Reese and Amos. What is the name of the prehistoric town in the Flintstones?
Oh.
No guesses?
Rock.
What was it?
Rock.
No, it's Bedrock. Alright, it looks like Team 2 came out with the win. Thank you for tuning in. PTV, signing off.